Have you ever felt drained by the relationships around you? People who demoralize you or even pull you down below the standards you've set for yourself? Today, we're addressing this issue. The types of people Stoicism advises you to stay away from, to protect your tranquility and personal progress. In this video, you will be equipped with the necessary knowledge to identify 7 types of people who could derail your progress. And moreover, we will show you how to deal with and navigate these difficult interactions wisely. You will learn how to strengthen your self-control and confidence, thereby making smarter decisions about choosing companions on your personal development journey. Continue watching to discover secrets to recognizing and keeping your distance from those who may negatively impact your life and career. And don't forget to like, share this video, and subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell to stay updated with helpful advice from us. Now, get ready to identify and avoid those who could hinder your peace and success. Number 1. The complainer. In everyday life, it's inevitable that we encounter people who constantly complain about everything. They could be colleagues, friends, or even family members. It seems nothing can satisfy them, everything from the weather, their job, to a meal at a restaurant becomes a target for their complaints. This raises a question. Why should we care about these people? It seems we could simply ignore them. However, constantly being exposed to this negative attitude can deplete our mental energy. Much like a leaking faucet, gradually depletes the water supply. Stoicism, with its valuable lessons on self-control and resilience, guides us not only to recognize the problem, but also to focus on finding solutions. Imagine having to work with a constant complainer on a project. Each meeting is filled with complaints, creating a heavy atmosphere, reducing the enthusiasm and focus of the entire team. This not only affects work efficiency, but can also make you feel discouraged about everything. So, how does Stoicism help us deal with complainers? There are several strategies you can try. First, limit your interaction with them, if possible. If unavoidable, as they are part of your family or colleagues, you can create a mental distance. Consider their complaints as a temporary storm, noisy and annoying, but unable to shake the mountain of inner peace you are building. The third strategy is to try to redirect the conversation towards positive solutions or shift to a more constructive topic. Marcus Aurelius, one of the great Stoic philosophers, once said, "You have power over your mind, not external events." Realize this, and you will find strength. This Stoic lesson, transcending all barriers of time and space, advises us to carefully protect our mental peace, ensuring the negativity does not hinder our path towards resilience and virtue. Studying Stoicism teaches us that each of us can choose the energy we absorb and how we respond to our surroundings. We need to avoid becoming complainers ourselves. These are people who always find something negative in every situation, from work to personal life. So, how can we protect ourselves and maintain positivity in our daily lives? Let's go through some specific considerations from a Stoic perspective. First, identify who the complainers are in your environment. Once identified, limit your time and level of interaction with them. This doesn't mean you need to cut off relationships entirely, but limiting contact will help you protect your positive energy. When unavoidable, try to create a mental distance. Imagine placing an invisible shield between you and the negativity they bring. This helps you not get pulled into their negative spiral. Whenever the conversation starts turning negative, gently steer it towards a more positive topic, or even a specific issue that you can solve together. This not only improves the atmosphere, but also shows that you're not interested in a negative dialogue. Though it's challenging, remember that everyone has their reasons for their behavior. Sometimes, complainers are just feeling insecure or facing some issues. Approaching them with an open mind and patience might help them realize and change their behavior. Lastly, use your time and energy for personal development. Instead of getting dragged into complaints, focus on building inner strength and developing new skills. This not only makes you stronger, but could also inspire others. Through these tips, Stoicism not only helps us recognize and steer clear of harmful relationships, but also encourages us to become the best version of ourselves. By applying these principles, we not only protect our mental peace, but can also become an inspiration to those around us, contributing to a healthy and supportive environment. Number 2, the trouble magnet. Imagine you are steering your life ship across the vast ocean. The sea is calm, the sky is deep blue, and a gentle breeze blows into the sails. However, during this journey you encounter a storm named the trouble magnet. This person, with their alluring appearance, is actually a deep undercurrent of trouble and endless conflict. They are like a tornado, sweeping everything around into their whirlwind of chaos. Initially, their enthusiasm and excitement may seem like passion, drawing you into a space filled with intense emotions. But soon, you realize that being near them is like sailing in a storm, not just exhausting, but fraught with danger. They turn their crises into your crises, and every conflict, even those you are not involved in, seems to drag you in. For example, you have a friend who frequently conflicts with those around them. Today they clash with Sarah, tomorrow with Tom. When they come to you for advice, you realize that you're being drawn into their never-ending disputes. Suddenly, you find yourself arguing with Sarah or Tom just because you tried to intervene. Instead, apply the reflective listening technique. When they complain, "I can't believe Sarah said that about me," you simply respond, "So you feel betrayed by what Sarah said." This method helps you maintain emotional support without getting dragged into the conflict. Another Stoic strategy is to choose what you will absorb. Stoicism teaches us to value our time, and sometimes that means you don't always have to be available for others' troubles. Set limits on phone usage, dedicate private time for personal growth, and tell people that you do not want to be disturbed during these times. Seneca, a master of Stoicism, once said, "True happiness is to enjoy the present, without anxious dependence upon the future." Apply this philosophy in dealing with trouble magnets by focusing on the present moment, where you have control. Don't let their crises disrupt your life. Steer your ship calmly, stay away from others' storms, and aim for personal growth and peace. From the perspective of Stoicism, these specific viewpoints help us understand why we should steer clear of such individuals to protect our peace and personal progress. Stoicism teaches us that self-control is the foundation of happiness. Trouble magnets often disrupt this self-control by drawing you into unnecessary arguments and conflicts. By maintaining distance, we not only protect our calm, but also maintain the power to control our lives. Time is the most precious asset we have. A fundamental principle of Stoicism is not to waste time on things that do not bring real value. Trouble magnets often create artificial crises, causing you to spend time on troubles that aren't worthwhile. While relationships can bring joy, Stoicism reminds us of the importance of maintaining distance from passions that can cause harm. Initial attraction can lead to strong dependency, impairing the ability to think and act rationally and independently. In Stoicism, inner peace is the ultimate goal. Trouble magnets frequently bring disorder and disruption, which is contrary to this goal. Protecting the peace of your mind is protecting the quality of your life. Stoicism teaches us to reflect deeply on every situation instead of reacting hastily. When facing a trouble magnet, try to maintain calmness and consider each of your actions to avoid getting caught in their whirlwind. Stoicism emphasizes the necessity of self-reinforcement and self-control. In any situation, ask yourself, does this really matter to me? If not, it probably isn't worth your time and energy. By applying these principles, you not only steer clear of the trouble magnet, but also build a peaceful life, aimed at personal and spiritual growth. Remember, each of us is the captain of our life's ship, and choosing what and who we allow on board is entirely up to us. Number 3. The pessimist. Imagine you are a painter creating your life's masterpiece with vibrant colors and intricate details. Each decision, each action you take is like a brushstroke, adding vitality to your passions and dreams. However, pessimists are like dark clouds, threatening to overshadow your brilliance. They are always ready to criticize and offer unconstructive complaints, making you doubt yourself and shaking your faith in the path you have chosen. In such cases, remember the advice of the Stoic philosopher Epictetus. We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so that we can listen more than we speak. This not only implies that we should listen more than we speak, but also emphasizes the importance of selecting the words we pay attention to. Not everything said deserves your attention. Pessimism is just noise distracting you from creating real value in life. When faced with pessimists, instead of letting them extinguish the fire of your enthusiasm, invite them to participate in your creative process. Ask for their advice instead of just presenting your plans or goals. Place them in the role of an advisor, where they can feel more responsible than critical. This is how you transform negativity into an opportunity for growth and learning. Additionally, employ the technique of positive confrontation. Challenge them by asking them to think about solutions rather than just pointing out problems. For instance, if someone tells you that you can't change careers at this stage of your life, respond with a question. How do you think a person can successfully transition careers? This not only helps reduce negativity, but also encourages a constructive dialogue, helping both you and them to see the issue from a different perspective. Lastly, never let anyone dim the brilliance of the masterpiece you are striving to create. When a pessimist tries to paint your life in gray, take a step back, review the bigger picture, and continue to paint your life with the colors you choose. This is how you protect and develop the masterpiece of your life in true Stoic spirit. Under the light of Stoicism, recognizing and distancing oneself from pessimists is an important part of the journey towards self-improvement and protecting one's spirit. One of the types of people we are advised to be cautious of is the pessimist. You can recognize and minimize the influence of these individuals in your daily life. Stoicism teaches that we cannot control the actions of others, but we can control how we respond. Start by recognizing your emotions when interacting with a pessimist. If you feel weighed down or sad after communicating, it's a sign that you need to set boundaries with that person. Do not hesitate to protect your personal and mental space. If someone consistently complains or expresses pessimistic views, politely but firmly limit the time and energy you give them. This not only protects you from negativity, but also helps them realize that their pessimism affects others negatively. Use the time and energy you save from avoiding pessimists to focus on personal development. Learn a new skill, read books, or spend time meditating and reflecting. These activities not only broaden your perspective, but also strengthen your Stoic character and spirit. When you must interact with pessimists, try to steer the conversation in a positive and constructive direction. Instead of just listening to them list problems, challenge them to find solutions or change their perspective on the issue. Spend time building and maintaining relationships with those who radiate positive energy and support each other. These relationships will be a valuable source of emotional support, helping you maintain an optimistic and balanced attitude in life. Finally, develop a habit of practicing positive thinking daily. Start each day by writing a gratitude journal, setting positive goals, or reflecting on the good things in life. Focusing on the positive will make you less susceptible to the pessimistic thoughts around you. Applying these suggestions will not only help you avoid the negative influence of pessimists, but also strengthen the Stoic spirit within you, helping you progress toward a happy and meaningful life. This is an important step in your journey of self-enlightenment and nurturing a life full of vitality and optimism. Number 4, the Perpetual Victim. Imagine life as a grand chess game, where each of us has an identical set of pieces, and the ultimate goal is to win. While you diligently strategize, sometimes sacrificing minor things and fearlessly facing risks, some people constantly see themselves as victims. They don't look at their own mistakes, but blame the chessboard, the pieces, or even their opponents. In their view, they are always in a checkmate, not because of their choices, but due to external forces conspiring against them. They endlessly narrate a tragedy in which they are the powerless protagonist. These individuals often make excuses like, "I can't advance in my career because my boss hates me," or "I can't be healthy because of poor genetics." Indeed, there are cases where people genuinely face hardships and systemic issues. However, the self-proclaimed victims we refer to often use these circumstances as a perpetual excuse to avoid any responsibility for their actions or lack thereof. Perhaps you've spent hours listening to a friend who constantly blames their series of failed relationships entirely on their ex-partners. This not only wastes your time, but may also inadvertently lead you to start thinking similarly. In the face of someone who sees themselves as a victim, you may be tempted to become their savior, offering endless advice and emotional support. However, from a Stoic perspective, you should establish firm boundaries to protect your mind. You can practice compassionate detachment. Show empathy and kindness, but do not attempt to rescue them from situations they need to resolve themselves. Be a listener, but do not become their constant problem solver. Marcus Aurelius advised, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." If you find yourself drawn into someone's victim narrative, resist the urge to become a victim yourself. Control the chessboard of your life, make wise moves, and remember that in this game, being perpetually in check is often a choice, not a fate. Keep moving your pieces. Make strategic sacrifices when necessary and play not for revenge or pity, but for your own growth and wisdom. From the perspective of Stoicism, we not only recognize the risks, but also learn to respond intelligently and cautiously to those who consider themselves victims. Below are some specific lessons that Stoicism proposes, helping us not only avoid negativity but also positively develop ourselves. First, each of us needs to establish clear boundaries between ourselves and others. People who frequently blame circumstances or others for their failures can drain your energy and spirit. Learning to say no politely but firmly is essential to protecting your personal space and mind. Stoicism advises us to focus on showing empathy and kindness without trying to save others from their circumstances. This means you can listen and understand them. But you don't necessarily have to solve their problems. This encourages them to be self-reliant and take responsibility for their own lives. Focus on improving yourself each day, instead of getting bogged down in others' tragedies and reasons. By creating a life where you are proactive, you not only avoid negative influences, but also find meaning and happiness in daily progress. Acceptance and forgiveness don't mean you agree with everything everyone does. It simply allows you to free yourself from the burden of anger or disappointment. Recognize that people have the right to their actions, and so do you. Forgiveness helps you move forward without being pulled back by others' burdens. Do not let your life be dictated by others' victim stories. Define your own path, set goals, and work hard to achieve them. In every decision and action, be the one steering your life, turning every challenge into an opportunity for learning and growth. Finally, remember that in everyone's life, we are not just players on a chessboard, but also the writers of our own life scripts. Don't let anyone else hold the pen of your story. Lessons from Stoicism not only help us stay away from those with a victim mentality, but also contribute to building a meaningful, independent, and positively energetic life. Number 5. The Toxic Optimist. In life, there are those who always seem to shine like the sun, constantly painting a world that is only filled with rosy hues and unwavering joy. These individuals see everything as deserving of a smile, even when you are facing deep sorrow and challenges. Sometimes they completely overlook your real emotions, leaving you feeling misunderstood and isolated amid a crowd of jubilation. Imagine your life as a garden teeming with life. In that garden, there are not only flowers, but also weeds and pests. These toxic optimists want you to focus only on the bright flowers, ignoring the leaves chewed by pests. They suggest that you should focus only on the positives. But this very approach can make you feel disconnected from your own reality. When you go through a painful breakup, your feelings cannot simply be replaced with a smile. Their advice that there are plenty of fish in the sea, just smile and be happy, only trivializes the complexity of your mood. In Stoicism, excessive optimism is considered unrealistic and potentially harmful. Instead, a wiser approach is to acknowledge the complexity of life, embracing joy while also confronting and accepting sadness. You can acknowledge the coexistence of good health and sadness. Yes, I am grateful for my health, but it is also perfectly okay for me to feel sad about this issue. Practicing clear emotional differentiation is crucial. When someone emphasizes joy and ignores sorrow, take the time to recognize and name your nuanced emotions. Today, I feel sad because of X, and that is completely normal, is a way for you to acknowledge and healthily confront your emotional reality. As the Stoic philosopher Seneca once said, true happiness is understanding and performing our duties to ourselves and others, enjoying each present moment without undue worry about the future. Pay attention to this balance and embrace both the bright and dark aspects of life. When the toxic optimist showers disproportionate praise, take a step back and remind yourself that a real garden needs both sunlight and rain to thrive. In the Stoic lifestyle, identifying and distancing from potentially harmful relationships is crucial. One type of person we need to be wary of is the toxic optimist. This person appears radiant, always exuding a belief that everything is fine, even when it's not. We will explore ways to cope with these individuals to protect our mental well-being and personal growth. First, recognize that blind optimism can obscure the real challenges we need to face. When life presents challenges, These individuals often advise you to look only at the bright side, ignoring what might hurt or cause pain. This not only diminishes our ability to address problems, but can also make us feel alone and unsupported in our true emotions. To deal with a toxic optimist, here are some specific strategies. Not everything is black or white. Learning to accept life's complexity is an important lesson in Stoicism. When someone tells you to always look toward the sun, remember that rain is also necessary for growth and renewal. You have the right to set boundaries with people who promote an unrealistic attitude. If necessary, explain why you need space to acknowledge and process negative emotions or life challenges. This is the ability to recognize and differentiate various emotions, allowing you to respond more thoughtfully when faced with toxically optimistic advice. Identify your emotions and understand that they are valid and important. Sometimes, toxic optimists are unaware of their impact. In these cases, educating them about the importance of acknowledging all aspects of life may help them understand and adjust their approach. Stoicism teaches us that the courage to face reality, however difficult or painful, is essential for personal growth. Confront and express your true thoughts, even if they don't align with the blindly optimistic viewpoint. Finally, as Seneca advised, we should live according to reality, not illusion. The truth may not always be pleasant, but it is the solid foundation upon which to build a genuinely meaningful and happy life. When facing a toxic optimist, remember that resilience and accepting a range of emotions are key to protecting your growth and peace on life's journey. Number 6. The Manipulator. Imagine your life as a stage where you are the main actor. You craft the script, shape each turn, and decide who joins you on this journey. However, in that script, a mysterious character appears. The Manipulator. Someone who turns your life into a backdrop for their ambitions. Manipulators excel in controlling others' emotions and psychology. They might use sweet talk, guilt trips, or even deceit to achieve their goals. For instance, you might have a friend who often insists you pay for meals because they are going through tough times while you are doing well, suggesting it shouldn't be too hard for you. Gradually, you realize that your generosity is being exploited. To counter manipulative behavior, a technique called fogging can be employed. This involves acknowledging some truth in their statements but not letting emotions drive your decisions. For example, when your friend suggests you should pay because you are successful, you might respond, "It's true, I have been successful, but we should share the costs as usual." Another way to protect yourself is to set clear and firm boundaries. If a manipulator wants to borrow money or asks you to do something uncomfortable, learn to firmly decline and maintain a calm demeanor. "I can't lend money, but I'm here to offer emotional support." Stoic philosophy, as taught by philosopher Epictetus, reminds us that while we cannot choose external circumstances, we always have a choice in how we react. Manipulators thrive on you reacting the way they expect, leveraging your kindness, guilt feelings, or desire for acceptance. By choosing a different response, you take back control of your narrative. Remember, you hold the pen that writes your life story. Although the cast may be complex, your journey, the journey of the protagonist, is always guided by your own values and decisions. Stand firm, and don't let anyone dictate your life. From a Stoic perspective, here are practical tips to not only recognize but also protect yourself from the negative impacts of manipulators. Manipulators often use charming words, emotional pressure, or even threats to achieve their goals. They might exploit your kindness and insecurities to control or steer you in their desired direction. Focus on recognizing these behaviors and question the true intentions behind others' suggestions or requests. Boundaries are a solid foundation that helps protect you from unwanted intrusions. When you are clear about what you can accept and what you cannot, you are less likely to be swayed by external pressures. Focus on building and maintaining these boundaries, whether in friendships, family relationships, or at work. Stoic philosophy teaches that although we cannot control all situations, we have the power to control how we respond to them. When facing a manipulator, practice slowing down your response. Think carefully before making decisions or speaking. This allows you to make choices based on reason and your own values, rather than being swayed by fleeting emotions. A common technique used by manipulators is ambiguity and confusion. By demanding transparency and clarity in all communications, you create an environment where manipulation struggles to thrive. This includes asking questions, requiring explanations, and never assuming the meanings behind others' actions. Understanding the theory and practice of Stoicism can provide you with strong mental tools to deal with challenges and manipulative people. Being steadfast in this philosophy not only helps you protect yourself, but also helps you develop a solid, ethical foundation, leading your life in a positive and self-directed manner. These tips not only help you deal with manipulators, but also strengthen your foundation to live a free and meaningful life in true Stoic spirit. Remember, in this life, you are the author of your story, and no one else has the right to control you except yourself. Number 7. Time vampires. Imagine your life as a finely crafted symphony. Each activity you engage in, every commitment you make, is like an individual musical instrument, together creating a balanced and harmonious melody. However, amidst this rhythm, time vampires silently emerge, not only disrupting the melody, but also transforming your symphony into a noisy, chaotic tune. These individuals may not necessarily have bad intentions. In fact, they might be quite kind. They could be colleagues with incessant demands that interrupt your workflow, or friends who invite you to events you're uninterested in, forcing you to spend time and energy you'd rather save. To protect your symphony from these disruptions, an effective strategy is to employ the Pomodoro technique. This method requires you to break your work into short intervals, about 25 minutes each, interspersed with breaks. During these focused periods, you are completely undisturbed, which helps maintain your productivity and work efficiency. If you face time vampires in social relationships, remember that declining an invitation is not only acceptable, but necessary for your peace of mind. You don't need to provide complicated reasons. Simply say, "Thank you, but I cannot participate." This not only protects your precious time, but also affirms your personal priorities. Seneca, one of the great Stoic philosophers, once said, "Life, if well lived, is long enough." Stoicism reminds us that time is one of the most important resources we have. Every moment is an opportunity to paint the canvas of your life meaningfully and purposefully. When your life is like a grand symphony, ensure that each note, each instrument, each melody contributes to your greater goals. Do not let unwanted disruptions disturb your rhythm. Maintain firm control of the conductor's baton and lead your life towards the purpose you've set, making each moment a significant part of your life's grand symphony. Ask yourself, am I allowing any time vampires to disrupt my life? More importantly, am I acting as a time vampire in someone else's life? Exploring within yourself is a challenging but rewarding journey. Stoicism not only teaches us how to face the external world, but also helps us understand and improve ourselves. I hope this discussion offers you profound insights and inspires positive changes in your life. Share your thoughts and experiences, and together, let's build a stronger community through interaction and learning from each other. Until our next meeting, I hope your choices align with virtue, your actions reflect wisdom, and your life becomes the masterpiece you were born to create. People who might, knowingly or unknowingly, drain our energy and time, disrupting our lives and hindering personal development. To recognize and protect ourselves from this type, according to Stoic philosophy, we need to take specific steps, helping us not only maintain our personal goals, but also enhance our autonomy in life. First, we need to learn how to identify these individuals in our lives. They can be friends, colleagues, or even family members who frequently demand your attention, time, or energy without considering your needs or benefits. Once identified, the next step is to establish boundaries. In Stoicism, boundaries are not just about personal space, but also about time and energy. You have the right to refuse inappropriate requests, and doing so does not make you selfish, but a person who knows how to protect themselves. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of spending time on personal development. This includes studying, reflecting, and resting. Keeping this time free from others' intrusions is crucial to maintaining balance and avoiding burnout. Techniques like Pomodoro or ABC time management can help you optimize your workday, ensuring you spend enough time on important activities without distractions from unnecessary requests. Stoicism also teaches us to self-reflect to determine if we are the time vampires to others. This self-reflection not only helps us improve our relationships, but is also a vital step in our self-improvement journey. Sometimes we cannot change others, but we can change how we respond to them. Learning to accept and let go is an integral part of Stoicism, helping us maintain inner peace and avoid negativity. These tips are not just essential life skills, but also important lessons in nurturing and protecting our personal resilience. As Seneca said, life, if well lived, is long enough. Use your time wisely, and do not let anyone disrupt the symphony of your life. Practicing Stoicism not only helps you achieve self-control, but also enables you to create a meaningful, motivated, and believing life. On the journey to a fulfilled and peaceful life, Stoicism teaches us the importance of wisely choosing our social environment. The types of people we've discussed in this series are not only ones to avoid to maintain tranquility, but also serve as crucial lessons to help you cultivate a resilient spirit, unshaken by external factors. Start each day by asking yourself about the relationships around you and how they impact your life. This self-awareness is the first indispensable step towards making the right choices and protecting your mental space. Everyone has the right to set boundaries for themselves and their surrounding. By learning to say no to inappropriate requests or behaviors, you protect yourself and honor the personal values you pursue. Always invest time in self-care, whether it's reading, exercising, or engaging in activities that boost your spirit, to ensure you feel refreshed and energized every day. Surrounding yourself with like-minded individuals and those who lead a healthy lifestyle not only helps you stay motivated during tough times, but also inspires you to strive for continuous improvement. We are immensely grateful that you have joined us on this path. If you find value in the lessons we share, please hit share to spread these messages further, like to show your support for our content, and leave a comment saying, "Stay away from toxic people," as a reminder to everyone about the importance of building a healthy environment. Don't forget to follow our upcoming videos to continue our journey of growth and achievement together. Together, we will surely make positive changes.